making the Rawtarian from Rawtarian.com. And today in the Rawtarian's kitchen, we are making one of my favorite smoothies. It's zingy, it's refreshing, it's my lemonade smoothie. Again, it's pretty simple, and the main ingredients would be, the only ingredients would be 1 cup of water, a banana, a peeled lemon. We're gonna have to peel this sucker. We have 1 stalk of celery, or maybe half a stalk or 3/4 of a stalk, this much celery. We don't really need this. It's just nice to add a little bit of green. If you don't have celery, you don't need to have it in this recipe. And we have about 1/3 of a cup of pitted dates. So all we're gonna need to do to make this lemonade smoothie is put all of our ingredients in a blender. Of course, this is my Vitamix blender. It's awesome. And any commercial sort of high-speed blender like a Blendtec or anything will do a great job of getting this stringy vegetable and these hard dates to be nice and smooth. So I would actually say if your blender is kind of not very good, you might not want to do the celery because it's really stringy, as you know, being a celery eater yourself, hopefully. So when we're ever making anything in the blender, we always want to put the softest ingredients in first, like water or bananas. We wouldn't want to start with the celery at the bottom. And then we would put the softer ingredients kind of progressively. Like for example, if you were going to have ice, which is maybe one of the hardest things to blend, you'd try to put that at the very last thing. And of course, that's just because the blending is happening down there and you want to help it get started as best as you can. So I'm peeling this lemon, and what I like to do when I'm peeling a lemon, or an orange really, is to get rid of a lot of that, what is it called? Is it called the pith? The white stuff, the rind, you know, this kind of stuff. You don't have to be really picky, but it's gonna be nicer, especially if you're even just eating it or you're giving it to kids or anything like that. They definitely, and me too, don't like as much of that rind because it's quite bitter. I remember once we purchased some grapefruit juice. I love fresh squeezed grapefruit juice. This was many years ago, but we bought this juice, and it was pink grapefruit juice, and it was so bitter and awful that we began to call it rind juice as a joke. This was a long time ago, but rind is bitter, and that is a nice memory, or a bitter memory for me. This actually doesn't have too many seeds in it. Sometimes lemons can be really seedy, and I just try to pick out some of them, but this one isn't too bad. Ah, there's some seeds in there. So I wouldn't bother to go through and, you know, get rid of all of them, but if you just happen to notice any, you like to pick them out, or I do anyway. And dates. And that celery, look how small it got. It is not much celery. But basically that's it. It's not a huge smoothie. You'll know that some of my smoothie recipes call for like 2 bananas and 2 oranges and an apple. They're really big. Particularly for me, this smoothie is more, this wouldn't be enough for me for breakfast, but it's a really nice just drink or, you know, snack even. So just like any other blending, we're just gonna blend this from low to high. And you could probably hear how crunchy those dates were. They're really hard dates. And you will find that this recipe is probably not gonna get as smooth if your blender isn't as good. So do bear that in mind. But I'll show you what it looks like. And it's really delicious. And it does, I mean, it doesn't quite taste like lemonade, but it's sweet from the dates. And of course it's quite zingy. And this is our smoothie, and no trace of celery stringiness, and it's made perfectly for this cup. Look at it. And that is my lemonade smoothie. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks so much for being here with me.